Hello learners, in today's class we'll discuss design of two-way slab where the corners are not held down. So let us see one example on that. We have earlier discussed the uh, code guidelines in previous lectures. You can follow this in YouTube. So the question is design a roof slab. Size is given 3.6 into 4.5 meter. And live load is given 2 kilonewton per meter square, floor finish 1 kilometer square, M20 grade concrete and Fe415 grade of steel. Corners of slabs are not held down. This means will not provide any torsion reinforcement in this case. So there is no design for torsion, no design for torsional steel. And width support is given 300 millimeter. So like all these things, again the all causes tables graphs are referred to IS 456. So the clear span in shorter direction is 3600, long direction is 4500 millimeter. So LX and LY. Width of support is given 300 millimeter. And again, your FCK and FY both are given as 20 Newton per millimeter square and 415 Newton per millimeter square. And this live load is again it is 2 kilonewton. Sorry, it is written it is 2 kilonewton per meter square. Live load is 2 kilonewton per meter square. Now let us these are data given. So the data what you have to assume, you assume the overall depth of the slab that is not given. It is taken 180. Cover to clear cover to reinforcement taken is 20 millimeter, and then your diameter of reinforcement is given 8 millimeter. These are the values assumed. Now, what is effective span? Again, you go to clause number 23, where we have seen like the beams again on the slabs. The effective depth is equal to overall depth minus overall depth minus cover to reinforcement minus 5 by 2, 5 by 2 that is 8 by 2. So it become 156 millimeter. Now, effective span in short direction is equal to again clear span plus effective depth or clear span plus width of support, whichever is less. So clear span plus effective depth comes out to be 3756 and it becomes 3900. So 300 is the width of support because support both sides is same. So again let me explain. So clear span is this is your clear span from here to here is the clear span. This is the L simple clear span and this is the width of support. So half of the support on this side, half of the support on this side width. So one width is added. That is effective span in short direction. Now, as in the question, it is not mentioned that is the one-way slab or two-way slab. So you have to first check it is two-way slab or not. So you have to again find out this effective span in y direction. So that is again your clear span in y direction plus width of support or clear span plus effective depth of the slab, whichever is less, and it comes out to be 4 means 4656. So now 4656 is the effective length in y direction, and 3756 is the effective length in x direction. So now Ly by Lx effective length is comes out to be less than 2. So if it is less than 2, as per this appendix D, you can see in appendix D in page 94, 93, 94, you can see where this is become less than 2, so it will design as a two-way slab. So first you should confirm if the question does not give it is a one-way slab or two-way slab. So first, the initial step is that you assume the overall depth, find the effective depth, then find the effective span in both direction, y direction and x direction. The ratio if is less than 2, that is called as a two-way slab. Now next we will go to for load calculations as usual. So load calculation means again we have the dead load, live load and floor finish. So dead load is equal to again the unit weight of the RCC, that is 25 kilonewton per meter cube, and then depth is 1.18, it comes in kilonewton per meter square. Live load is given, floor finish is given 1 kilonewton per meter square in the question. If the floor finish sometimes will not given in the question, you can assume the floor finish. You can take 0.5 kilonewton per meter square 0.75 kilometer square, 1 kilometer square. So you can choose one of the any of the values here and write down if it is not given in the problem. Now total load comes out to be 7.5 kilonewton per meter square. Now what is the factor load? Again you multiply the load partial factor safety for load 1.5, and you can see again in the code page number 68 perhaps you can see where it is given this partial factor safety for loads. So you multiply 1.5, you will find this the value. So you have to design for this value. Once you multiply 1.5 here, don't again multiply 1.5 for shear and bending moment, because once we find factor load, then we will find factor bending moment and factor shear. Now let us go for this calculation part. That is, first we have to calculate design for flexure, so calculate bending moment. Now in case of the restraint slab, we have seen that earlier that there is a table number 26. So you can open the table number 26 in the IS code, where there are 9 conditions. That is the condition of the edges of the slab. But in case of simply supported slab, there is no condition. You go to straight to table 27 to find out the coefficients alpha x and alpha y for various value of Ly and Lx. So Ly Lx value is 1.239. So 1.239 means it will lie between 1.2 and 1.3. So for 1.2 find out the alpha x, for 1.3 find alpha x, then do the linear interpolation. By linear interpolation you can find the value. So do the linear interpolation. So by linear interpolation we will find the alpha x value. These things have been studied, they've been taught in class 10 level, class 10th level also. You are seeing the how to do the linear interpolation. So just do the values and find the value of alpha x, and the alpha x value comes out to be 0.0875. Similarly, alpha y, find out the alpha y value for 1.2, 1.3 from table 27, and then by interpolation for 1.239 find the value, and you'll find out this value comes out to be by linear interpolation. It comes a 0.0574. 0.0574 is the value for the linear interpolation. So once you find the alpha x and alpha y, so this is basically alpha y, this is not alpha x, this is wrong written here. This is alpha x, again this is alpha y. So make the correction here that this value will be equal to, this is nothing, this is basically alpha y, not alpha x. There is a repetition of that. This is alpha y. So now alpha y is this value 0.0574. Alpha x we have found out 0.0875. So mx will be alpha x w lx square, and my is equal to alpha y w lx square. Find the bending moments, and out of which the for maximum bending moments you have to check for depth, what the depth required. Now again, once you find the maximum bending moment, the maximum bending moment is equal to the ultimate moment. So the ultimate moment, again we have seen for AP415, the ultimate moment is equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. So putting for AP415 for a balance section. You can refer your page 96 perhaps in the appendix G. There is a formula given for limiting moment, or the balance section, how to find mu limiting for sections, rectangular sections. And again and again we have discussed that slab is designed as a beam, but the B value width will be taken 1 meter. So all will found for the per meter. So now we see this design, D value is comes out to be 71.31 millimeter against 156. So that means you can also design this beam with 120 millimeter. You want further economical, you can try the same problem. Take D, capital D is equal to 120, and see what value you are getting. So 120 will also be sufficient for this design, that you can check for yourself. Take a practice problem. So once you find out this effective depth is safe, we have already found out the moment in x and y direction. Then we have provided the steel area of steel in x direction. The same formula we have used earlier. Put the formula and put the value, get the, and B again will be 1000. You see everywhere B is equal to 1000, B is equal to 1000, and D is the, again D is means D provided, not the D required, but the D provided that will be taken. So D provided is again here 156. So by putting this value, find the area of steel. It is coming 258, but minimum steel comes out to be 0.12 BD is 216. That means you have to find out spacing for 258 and minimum steel is 216. Now check both. So what is the spacing of main reinforcement? Again, spacing means 1000 by number of bars. Our number of bars means area of steel divided by area of a single bar. As we are using 8 mm bars, so we are finding 194 millimeter. Now this spacing shall not be more than 3D or 300 millimeter as per this clause number 26.3.3b1. You can check 3D or 300. So it comes out to be again 300, 468. So out of this is the less value. So you have to provide below this. You may provide 190, 180, 175 as you like. Provide the spacing. Now here it is given 85, 175. If you are providing 85 at the rate of 175 millimeter center to center, then what the AST provided? Again put the same formula that 1000 by number of bars. Number of bars means again AST by pi by 4 pi square. So pi by 4 pi square will go to top and the spacing will come here, one spacing. So we'll find 287. So requirement was 258. So in place of 258.17, we are provided 287. This is required for deflection check because all the steels in X direction will be considered for check for deflection. So these two values will be required later stage. Similarly, find the reinforcement in a long direction for MY like MX. The same thing will be provided for MY, but only we have discussed a dy value. Dy value will be dx minus 5. Dy is equal to your already we have explained this thing also earlier. Is the main bar, then there will be distribution steel. So center of this to this. Okay, so this was your dx, up to this it was dx, now up to this is dy. So dx and dy. So dy will be dx minus half of this term and half of this term. Since both are same 8 mm bars, so it is divided, subtracted 8. So it is 148. So it is again more than the value required, that is 71 millimeter. So find the AST YY. This is not XX, this is AST YY. AST YY required. Make the changes. AST YY required. So again put the formula. Earlier we have seen it is coming 176, which is less than 216. So that means here you are providing minimum reinforcement because the value required is less than minimum, so provide minimum. So for minimum at the spacing, to calculate for this minimum value of reinforcement, calculate the spacing. So again spacing is equal to 1000 by number of bars, so it comes 232. Spacing comes 232.71. 3D or 300 it comes again 444, 300. So you can provide less than this. You can provide 220, 225, 230, but he has considered 85, 225. So in one direction you have provided earlier 85, 175 in X or AST XX. Now for AST YY it is 85, 225 millimeter center to center. Now what is the steel provided? You can find the minimum reinforcement 216. That is for A strip. Now we have decided for this AST XS AST YY. Again the A strip you have to provide minimum steel. So already we have found for the A strip. The same thing you can repeat here. 85 to 25 will come. Same thing, but only thing here it is 5D or 450 or 300. So it is 5D or 450. Please check your code. It is 450. This is not 300. So there is a mistake here. So 5D or 450. So 450, 500, 5D and 232. So it will be less than this to provide 225. So that means you have three kind of steel. One is the AST XX that you have obtained 85 at the rate of 175 centimeter. In Y direction, provide a minimum steel that is 85 to 25 millimeter centimeter. Also in the A strip, because you have seen the middle strip and A strip. So in the A strip, we have provide again the minimum reinforcement that again comes up to be 85 to 25 millimeter. So why you are calculating again? Because you have to check with the 5D and 500, 450. For the main steel, it was 3D or 300. So you can see this clause number 26.3.3, where the spacing between the individual bars in the slabs is given for the minimum for the main reinforcement and for minimum reinforcement or transverse reinforcement. Now, once the design for flexure is over, we usually go for check for shear, and as you know, so the slabs are safe in shear, no shear reinforcement required. Tau b shall be less than k tau c, and all the calculation of shear will be in x direction. So that is why you can check here. The shear force is taken WLX, LX effective by 2. Okay. Now, nominal shear stress, tau v v by bd, you can go to clause 40.1 in your page number 72, something 71, 72. Then tau v less than tau c maximum. Okay, tau c maximum again 2.8 from the table 20, and from table 19 in page 73, from table 19 you can open now your RCC code. Go to page number 73. You see that a table number 19, which is the permissible design strength of concrete in shear, shear strength of concrete tau c. Now again in the slabs, so we assume 50% bars are bent up. Not all the bars are taken to the support. So percentage of steel will be depending on the 50% of the bars. So this is why half 2 is used. This 2 is mean the half of the steel. Total steel was 287 provided. So half will go to the support. So that is why 2 is used here. So this by 2, or you can multiply this into 0.5 as you like. Then B is equal to 1000, D is equal to 156. So from the PT, it is equal to 0.09. So it is less than 0.15. So the value against 0.15 taken as the tau c. And K is equal to 1.3. You see there is a table in page 72 to calculate the K value depending on the depth of these slabs, and you check that, and that find out K tau c, and tau b must be less than K tau c, so that there is no shear reinforcement and will be safe in shear. So please check that from your code. So once the check for shear is over, then go for check for deflection. Again in the slabs, you have this 40 into 0.8. 0.8 is for HYSD bars. Is a reduction factor. You see the clause number 24.1, that check for deflection in slabs. We are using a 0.8 as reduction factor for 2A slabs, not for one slab. This is for 2A slabs and for using HYSD bars. So HYSD bar is 0.8. So the effective span to depth ratio shall be less than or equal to 40 into reduction factor 0.8 into modulation factor. Again, to find modulation factor, you take the area of steel in x direction. So all are taken as AST XX. So always you take this short direction because movement is more there, steel is more, and steel is less in y direction. So if for more value it is safe, then for less value also it will be safe. So now your area of steel AST access by area provided. So these are taken here. That is x direction steel. Don't confuse here. Y or x, it is only short direction. It is written also in the code. So read your code. Also you can check the deflection. Check that another lecture uploaded in YouTube. You can also read, follow that video and understand the concept for the deflection check for beams and slabs. Now here is once you find the FS value, go to that curves given on that page. So for different kind of curves are there in figure 4 of this your IS code, and then corresponding to the value of FS is equal to 216.3 and PT is equal to 0.18. Calculate the value of modulation factor. This comes out to be 2. Okay, and then check it. So now it comes safe under for deflection. Then you have to check for development length. So these are the standard things: development check for deflection for all the beam and slab design you have to do. They should safe on this. In check for development length, we have also discussed that we are checking the diameter of the bar, which we have assumed initially, so that satisfies or not. Now LD is equal to again same thing, phi sigma s by 4 tau BD, and sigma s is equal to 0.87 Fy. So that value is taken here. 0.87 Fy is the sigma s value. Uh, Phi is 8, 4. Tau BD is equal to 60% increase the value of bond stress because of the HYST bars, and you find the value of LD. Now L0 again 150 minus 20. 150 means we had explained also earlier that if this is your support, this is your support, and it is a center. So the bar is coming up to this. Then what is the length available beyond this? That is L0. So this is equal to half of the width is 150. So 150 minus cover. So you have to leave some space here. Cover to reinforcement in all sides. You have to provide cover. So that comes out to be 130 millimeters. Now 50% bars are bent up. So find the XU 0.87 Fy AST by 0.36 FCKB for the rectangular section. B is equal to 1000. And AST is again you have to take 50%, 0.5 into 287. The AST provided in X direction. Again, this is AST XX. So check for all in X direction, in short direction. So AST XX. So 50% of that and calculate the XU value. You can go to appendix G. This formula is given in the appendix G in page maybe 96 or something. So find the value of XU. Once you find the XU, find the value of M1. Below again the in same page it is given the formula for M1 0.87 Fy 0.87 Fy, that is your value, and then AST 0.5, then D minus 0.42 XU is equal to this value. So find out this value. Now once you find M1, 0.5 is basically this your steel area. This is steel area. Okay, AST in XX. 50% bar have been bent up. That is why it is taken 0.5. So this is the value of 0.5. And this is your 0.87 Fy. 0.7 Fy into AST into D minus 0.42 XU. So that's the formula given in code. You can check. So find the value of moment of resistance. So once you find the moment of resistance, then find out this, use this formula 1.3 M1 by V plus L0 shall be greater than the LD value. If it is okay, then set. We have found M1, found V is equal to Lx by 2, and the 30% increase because of the compression induced to the reactions. So this is safe. Now once you complete all the deflections and check and developmental check and shear check, then you go for detailing part. Now you see the difference between this restraint slab and this simply supported slab. In this simply supported slab, there is no torsional reinforcement provided at the corners. No of the corners there is torsional reinforcement. Now, we have not also calculated reinforcement or torsion because here the corners are allowed to be lifted. Okay, there is no restriction for prevention of lifting, or corners are not held down. So then it will come like this way. So if you draw the cross sections, you'll find one is 4,000, other time is 5,000, 5,000 millimeter, and both the direction find the steel. In one direction it will be find main steel is here, and because both the steels are 85 into 85 at the rate of one is 275 millimeter, and other side is it is not shown here. So here the main steel is let me clarify. This is 85 at the rate of 175 millimeter center to center, and one is 85 at the rate of distribution steels. These are not distribution steels. If you it is left something here, it will be bars are bent up 50%, and you have to provide this steel also here. So these steels are the this distributor steel, which is 85 at the rate of 275 or something, whatever value you get will come like that, 85 to 75. So this steel is the X direction steel, and this is the Y direction steel. If you come to here, these dots are the Y direction steel. This is the ASTYY. This is ASTYY, and this main is the ASTXX. ASTXX. Okay. And these bars also shall be bent up along this line. It is not shown because the bars are 50% bar has to be bent up alternate bars are to bent up. Okay, it is not shown here because we have bent up 50% bar. Again, in this drawing also there is a mistake, I think, because it will go like this way and there is bent up. This bar is bent up this direction. Alternate bars has to bent up. So this bar is to bent up like this. This bar is to bent up like this. So again here also this one is bent up this direction means other will be bent up in the other direction. So that practice is to be followed also in the field because we have bent up the 50% bar. So this is all regarding this design of simply supported 2A slab. So like all other distant slabs, the remaining same steps we are following, but here the coefficients alpha x alpha y are being taken from table number 27 and there is no torsional reinforcement. So with this we conclude this design of to simply supported 2A slab and have a nice